Okay, so today we have the indefinite integral of sine t multiplied by the root of 1 plus cos t with respect to t. Now, firstly, 1 plus cos t looks like a problem area. And we know with problem areas, we set them equal to u. So u is going to be equal to 1 plus cos t. Now, let's take the derivative of both sides and see what happens. So firstly, we're going to be taking the derivative with respect to t, okay, because t is our variable in our integral. So the derivative of 1 with respect to anything is just 0, and we don't have to write that. And the derivative of positive cos is going to give me minus sign, and it's going to be t. Now what I want to do is get dt alone, because if I get dt alone, I can sub it in here, and then I can have a du in my integral. Okay, so I'm gonna skip one step and just say, well, dt is equal to du divided by minus sign. Okay, now what did I do? I multiplied both sides by dt, and then I divided by minus sign, and that gives me that dt is just du divided by minus sign. Okay, so this is an indefinite integral, so we don't have to calculate any bounds. Hence our new integral is going to be sine t, and we said the root is going to be u, and we also said that dt is just du divided by minus sine t. Okay, now notice that this is the same thing as 1 over minus sine t multiplied by du, and it's also the same thing as minus 1 multiplied by 1 over sine t multiplied by du. Okay, if I multiply these three things together, I'm gonna get back here. Okay, so it's the same thing. So let me rewrite the integral with these new things. So sine t. Okay, now I'm gonna write the 1 over sine t next to it, so we can see that these two can cancel. Okay, now let's not forget the other things. So we also have a minus 1, we also have root u, and then finally we have du. Okay, so as I said, these two can cancel because this multiplies in there and they cancel, which gives me 1. Also, if I have the integral of a constant multiplied by a function, which is basically what this minus 1 is, it's just a constant, I can say that this is the same thing as the constant multiplied by the integral of the function. Okay, so we can take this minus 1 to the front and say this is the integral of root u du. Now what is root u? Well, root u is the same thing as saying u to the half by power over root. Okay, now let's take the integral. Now how would I do that with this? Well, I'm going to add 1 to the exponent, and then I'm going to divide by the same thing. So a half plus 1 is just 3 over 2. Okay, so this is going to be, well, let's simplify this. Well, we know that a half plus 1 is 3 over 2. Now if I divide by 3 over 2, that's the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal, so I can say that this is 2 divided by 3. Okay, I just divided by this reciprocal, I mean multiplied. Okay, so it's 3 over 2, so I multiply by 2 over 3. Okay, so this is going to be 2u 3 over 2 over 3. And this is an indefinite integral, so we cannot forget the constant of integration, the plus c. Now, this is minus 2 into u to the 3 over 2 all over 3 plus c. And finally, we said that u is 1 plus cos t. So this is minus 2 into 1 plus cos t to the power 3 over 2 all over 3 plus c. And then we can say that this is minus 2 into the root. Now power over root means that this is going to be 1 plus cos t all cubed divided by 3 plus c. And we can say hence, we can conclude now, this is the integral of sine t into the root of 1 plus cos t with respect to t, and that's going to be equal to minus 2 into the root of 1 plus cos t cubed all over 3 plus c, and this is the final answer.